You know, I genuinely thought I would never have to talk about this decrepit witch ever again. You know, she was completely out of my memory banks. I didn't even know who she was. You know what I'm saying? Shanda Vander Ark. It's been a while since you've heard that name, right? Apparently, Shanda Vander Ark is back in court looking beautiful as ever. I'm talking, yo. Shit. The couple years that she's done in there so far has really fucked her shit up. I'm talking it's got her looking fucked up. She looks like she's damn near 80 at this point. Anyway, Shonda Vander Ark is back in court and she's claiming that she had, improper defense and she wasn't properly defended, whatnot, this, that, and the other. She's trying to get a new trial. Shonda Vander Witch Ark is trying to get a new trial. I mean, this is the closest fucking thing you can compare to a real life witch. She probably has a broom that she flies around her cell in. I'm talking, this is the witchiest witch of a bitch I've ever seen. You know what I'm saying? You get the anyway. So yeah, if you guys don't remember Shonda Vander Ark, I'm gonna play you just a quick snippet. She starved her son to death. That's what she did. She had she had a concentration camp with only one person in it. And she had little helpers like Paul Ferguson, the jackass, to help her. But anyways, here's a little quick catch up. And then we're going to go into the shenanigans that she did in court recently. Because, she claims that she wants a new trial, but she does some dumb shit in court at the same time. Let's go ahead and roll the film, man. Make sure you subscribe. We're on the road to 100,000 subs. Let's do it.
I'm Officer Stefanich. Right now we got some people coming over to talk to you, okay? You have another son inside the house?
I have two. Yeah.
Are they sleeping still right now?
One of them is, yeah. The 20-year-old's awake.
He's 20?
No, the 20-year-old's awake.
Okay.
He's been wearing really loose clothes the last couple of weeks.
He's really skinny.
He's really skinny, and I didn't notice till this morning because he wouldn't, I asked him if he's okay, and he would not answer me. He's 15. He's been...
I asked him if he was okay, and he would not answer me. This is probably the most devilish human being we've ever covered. We have a lot of terrible people. Wade Wilson, he was just a dumb idiot. But this was more so of a calculated monster. You know what I'm saying? She hated that kid for some reason. And I know, a lot of people, they'll say the mother takes out her anger on the father on their kid because the kid reminds them of the father, stuff like that. I don't know if this was the case. I think this bitch was just out of her mind. You know what I'm saying? She said he was on a hunger strike and she didn't want to mess with him. Girl, you are out of your mind.
He has autism?
Yeah.
Like a high functioning?
Yeah. I had no clue how bad it was. Oh my God. Like I said, he did this back in, my husband's stroke was January 3rd. Mm-hmm. So he did this back in, second week of January for almost 3 weeks.
It's the damn hunger strike. A lot of autistic kids who are growing, who need sustenance and food. A lot of them autistic kids be going on those fucking hunger strikes. We don't know what to do about it. It's just the darn hunger strikes. You know what I'm saying? Man, these are one of the cases where it would be kind of acceptable just to put her down. You know what I'm saying? Let's take her to the back real fast. Yeah, who's got the 40 cal? You got the Smith and Wesson. But yeah, put that to the back of her head. Just saying. In game theoretically. Anyways, let's move on to another section, right? Because she likes to act like she doesn't know anything that happened, even though she was the warden to this torture camp. Okay, but let's see how confused she is in trial.
You're watching an alarm to make sure his arm doesn't go down, right?
From the sound of it.
The response to you from Paul about locking up the food, it's just he pulled the pantry door lock. What do you mean he just pulled it? Did he take it off? Paul says, yes, that part that attaches to the wall is dangling right now due to sticky locks. Okay, get another one on it right away. Last I saw, they were on the floor in a bag in my room. And you need to make him run up and down the stairs a ton for that, even in the cold and rain. So trying to take some food, not in his cabinet full of canned goods, and pulling the alarm, the pantry lock off, means he doesn't get food, it all gets locked away, and he has to run the stairs, even in the cold and rain, right?
Him being deceitful and sneaky.
Deceitful.
And he was being deceitful and sneaky. You know, shit. Sometimes, you know, whenever my kid is being deceitful and sneaky, the next thing, thank you, Shanda. I'm gonna let the kid run the stairs to my apartment building. I'm gonna let him run that bitch, and then not give him any food, and lock all the pantry doors, and make sure my older kid keeps him from eating so that he starves. Because he was being deceitful. Bro, listen, if he is a male child with a little testosterone running through his fucking balls, he's probably going to be slightly deceitful. A little curious. What are you talking about? This is an adolescent growing into an adult. What are you... My question is, I don't understand why she didn't do something like this to Paul. Right? I would argue that Paul is way more annoying than he could have ever been. Paul is a fucking moron. I'm just confused as to how she was able to tolerate Paul while he was growing up and not do anything to him, but all of a sudden she hates her child over here on this side. I don't get it.
Sneaky a lot, wasn't he?
Yes, sir, he was.
Did it ever hurt you it's because he was hungry?
He was that way well before there was issues, well before the stroke. I mean, we always had issues with him over that. His stepmom warned me about that.
You said well before the issues. What issues?
Before his first hunger strike, before any of this, he was extremely sneaky.
Did it ever occur to you that this is not the way to deal with a person who's been on a hunger strike? Locking up their food, locking up their access to food, punishing them when they try to take food?
And there's no such thing as a fucking hunger strike for a 14-year-old, you devious fucking bitch. But anyways, before we get into today's proceedings, I thought it was only right to show her, quote unquote, throw up when she saw the pictures of her son. Let's check this out.
You look like that when you put him in the bathtub?
She didn't even throw up, bro. Bitch, get the fuck out of here. You don't care about that kid. Please.
I'm sorry. Gotta make me a moment. Yes. Ms. Vander Ark, do we have a trash can? You did?
She's quite aware for herself being, for throwing up uncontrollably. She's quite aware. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, let's get to the current day proceedings at hand. Apparently, they jacked up her trial, so she needs another one, right? This is how she looks today. And boy, does she look haggard than a motherfucker. Let's do it.
Now we're not. Look at this. Just getting this image right now of defendant Shanda Vander Ark apparently passed the jail medical staff's screening exam. She had claimed she was having a medical issue that would prevent her from coming into the courtroom this morning. She was evaluated in our last hour. We were waiting and waiting, and apparently she's good to go. There she is with her brand new attorney.
So as the anchor was saying, Shanda Vander Ark put this hearing together because she believes she was slighted. She didn't have effective counsel. But at the same time, when the hearing finally comes, it's go time, she fakes that she has an issue. She has a pounding headache. And she's a little disoriented, and they need to push it back a little bit further. Listen, I don't know if this is just to get out of her jail cell to get a little change of scenery or what, but this bitch is playing games. Haggard, ugly-looking bitch. She probably was so mad because she was an ugly fuck that nobody really wanted to date. That's probably why she was so mad. Her son was handsome. She probably didn't like that. She was like, damn. He's handsome, and I'm just an ugly bitch. I just have to do something about that. Anyway, let's get into it.
She's looking less than thrilled to be there, but nonetheless, she is there. This hearing is all about her claim of ineffective assistance of counsel. And so this is all part of what's called post-conviction relief. I'm going into professor mode here a little bit because there are lots of different mechanisms where somebody who's been convicted can try to put themselves in a better legal position. We talk a lot about appeals, where we're going to a higher court. This is before the trial court. So this is in the same courtroom, the same venue where she was tried, same judge. She's just claiming that her attorney was deficient, and in being deficient, deprived her of a right to a fair trial. Again, that is her claim, not saying that's fact. And I have to tell you, there are excellent criminal defense attorneys all over America who are in court at this very moment facing the same thing. This is a very common motion. Defendants who don't like the result of a trial will do anything they can to try to help.
And let's just keep it real. I'm about to skip forward in a minute, but let's just keep it real. She's not going to get another trial. Sometimes you're granted another trial if there's like, you know, serious fumbling with the case. People made mistakes. But in this case, there's overwhelming evidence. There's no way she's getting this trial reinstated. No way. If she does, I would be very surprised. I would be very surprised, and you best believe we're going to be covering it.
Themselves. And she's a lawyer, remember that. So she's going to exhaust every avenue. She's going to make that motion for a new trial. That's a separate motion from a motion for ineffective assistance of counsel and the request for a new trial by way of that mechanism. And then the appeal process is separate from those things as well. So what's happening here, she's waiving the attorney-client privilege. She is the privilege holder, so her attorney can't waive it. But we're going to see her attorney, Fred Johnson, a former attorney, I should say, the attorney who represented her at trial, being brought in to be questioned by the new attorney, who is sitting next to her.
Mr. Ambrose, if you want to go ahead and make a record of any concerns you have at this time.
Yes, Your Honor. I had a video conference with Ms. Vander Ark on Friday, this past Friday. It was concerning to me because she didn't appear to be her normal self, and so that concerned me. So I did send an email to the court expressing an adjournment if possible, just because this is an important phase in the whole appellate process, and certainly of utmost importance to my client that she's able to participate in a meaningful manner. And during our...
And it's just interesting. It's like she's just playing around. That's why I'm like, do you really want a new trial? Do you really want to fight this again? Because it seems like you're just dicking around. To be honest, you should go back in jail and find your girlfriend. You know you're going to be in there for the rest of your life. Do you just want to have some extracurricular activities? That's what this seems like. And it's, it's kind of funny that, they say there's no honor amongst thieves. There's no honor amongst torturers either. Because imagine you go to prison, right? Because your mom told you to abuse your brother. Dumb fuck Paul Ferguson is that person. That's who we're talking about, right? Imagine you do all of this for your mother and she turns around and blames you for everything, because that's what she's doing. If we get a new trial right now, if Shanda Vander Ark goes back to court, because it is a possibility, if she goes back to court, her strategy, I guarantee you, is going to be that Paul Ferguson employed most of this shit by himself. He was the one energized to do it. Now, again, we have text messages and emails and all types of shit that goes against that, but that's probably going to be her defense. She's going to lean more toward him. Give him more time, give me less. And I just think that's incredible. I really feel like that is incredible. She is a mother to no one. She's a witch. She's a evil bitch. Man, I mean, I'm talking she birthed you, and that's not even good enough for her to keep some loyalty. Fuck me.
Conversation on Friday, it just didn't seem that she was as up to speed or healthy. She expressed some health concerns that she was undergoing at that time. And so that's why I asked for an adjournment on Friday. What I understand is that what she told me this morning is on Saturday she had an episode at the Huron Valley Women's Facility where she passed out for a short period of time, was revived, but you know, she had a medical issue at that time. She's not feeling well today either. I know she was checked out by medical. Her blood pressure is higher than it is normally for her, as she self-reports. So I would be requesting an adjournment. It doesn't hurt the prosecution, I don't think, at all. It is, if anything, delaying this case keeps her in prison. You know, I'd like to move forward as if I could, knowing in good conscience that we're putting our best foot forward on a case like this. And
so what it seems like to me is that they don't have much of a strategy. They're probably trying to buy for some time. This whole "I'm sick, I have a headache" thing possibly could have been her defense attorney's plan. You know, I don't know. But it's just interesting to see that she still has a little fight left in her. We probably will never hear from Paul Ferguson again simply because he is not mentally equipped to fight the system. At least Shanda, you know, she has a little bit of brains on her. Paul Ferguson is a fucking moron who drew off of his mother for inspiration and understanding and basically everything in his life. He was never like a solo thinker. His thinking and understanding came from Shanda. That's a problem. It's a problem. You know, you know, it's the saying, a bird has to leave the nest. The bird has to fly, you know, flap his wings. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Paul Ferguson, he was finna stay in that nest for eternity. But, you know, I don't know if she's ever gonna get anything out of this. But it's kind of interesting to see that she is really fighting up until now. So anyways, they give a big boohoo statement to, you know, delay proceedings, clearly for strategic effect. And the defense kind of shuts them the fuck down.
Ms. Blomquist.
Thank you, Your Honor. Well, I was going to argue that she's presumed competent until she shows otherwise, but given that's not the claim, then the argument would be whether or not there's good cause for an adjournment, and it's the people's position that a headache is not good cause. Additionally, you know, the people are ready to proceed and put, one, with the Ginther hearing, but two, we do have some evidence that we could set forth to make the record as it relates to her appearance and how she was on the transport on the way here. We did have at the, after the in-chambers discussion, jail medical came and looked at her, and it seems that she's been cleared by them, apart from having somewhat raised blood pressure. So I do think that we could make a record as to why this is not good cause. Additionally, Ms. Vander Ark, through her counsel, did give a waiver of HIPAA so that we could request some records from MDOC. They said that those would be emailed to me in approximately 30 minutes. They were going to do that expeditiously.
Yeah, basically the trial's going to go as planned. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to fake a fucking migraine and be out here trying to bullshit and get extra time. It's not going to happen. So we'll keep our eyes on this man. I'll keep my finger on the pulse of this story. We don't know if it'll go anywhere. If it does go to trial, I'll be surprised. If it does go to trial, I will cover it, obviously. It's going to be an interesting story. But my opinion is she's going to exhaust her, you know, her strategies at some point, and she's going to go back to the fucking hellhole where she deserves to be in. And god damn, the look on her face is just dragging to the floor. It's like gravity is up by 4% in prison for her. She is going through deep despair in there. I promise you. You can see it on her face. There's no other look on this planet that can copy the look of despair. Fuck that. You know, good for her. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, folks, I'm going to keep my eyes on this. I appreciate y'all for letting me know that Shanda Vander Ark is back in court. You already know what time it is, man. Hit the subscribe button. On the road to 100K. I'm so fucking excited, man. Stay inside. Stay safe. I love you guys. Peace. I'm out.